The Foreign Affairs Minister emerged from a high-level meeting on Canada-U.S. relations to face questions about yet another sore spot with the Trump administration.
The idea that those cars could in any way pose a national security threat to the United States is frankly absurd.
The president has ordered an investigation into whether the U.S. should impose a 25% tariff on all imported vehicles and auto parts. The American reasoning is that auto sector job losses have hurt the economy and, in turn, threatens U.S. national security. The prime minister isn't buying that logic.
We know that this is very much linked to ongoing negotiations around moving forward on NAFTA.
The U.S. may use the threat of auto tariffs to get what it wants at the NAFTA negotiating table. American officials are already trying the tactic by threatening to impose separate tariffs on steel and aluminum.
Really, his target with these is Europe.
But this former U.S. diplomat thinks Trump's goal goes well beyond NAFTA talks.
This is about the larger trade war that President Trump is waging against the rest of the world.
Trump has lashed out at Germany and Europe at large over how difficult it is for American automakers to sell their products overseas. But if Canada or Mexico are included in any new auto tariffs, the consequences could be significant since the North American supply chain is deeply integrated.
It'll have a huge negative impact on the United States as well. 65% of all parts that go into Canadian-made cars come from the United States.
The investigation into whether there should be new auto tariffs will take the U.S. months to complete, which means politicians here will have an opportunity to lobby for an exemption. Katie Simpson, CBC News, Ottawa.
This national security provision 232 was created back in 1962, and it has, in fact, been enacted several times before in the United States. In 1982, it was used to ban the import of crude oil from Libya. The Gaddafi regime was suspected by Washington of supporting terrorism. Oil imports from all nations came under scrutiny in 1989, 1994, and 1999. More recently, before this year, it was referenced in 2001 over the effects of iron ore and semi-finished steel imports. But investigators found there was insufficient national security risk in that case.